Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today is the 2nd of January and Christmas is over. It's now a new year. We're now in 2023. What the F? So I'm just putting this YouTube video together. Obviously, yeah, a lot happened the end of last year with competing and stuff, so I just wanted to give you guys a little update on where I'm at now. The swords, they're lethal. I need to put them down. Those. I wanted to give you guys an update on like where I'm at and what's been going on over the last like couple of months. The last YouTube video that I did was like a week or something post show. I'm now about 2 months post show. I competed towards the middle of November and it's now January. So how have I been coping with my reverse and also like Christmas in between? It's been a tough one, I won't lie. Like where I'm at now mentally post show is that it is what it is kind of situation. So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna try and condense it down so that yeah, there's been a lot of shit happening, but basically just after I recorded that YouTube video last, I actually came really ill. So I think it was 2 weeks post show actually. I got the flu like really bad, which resulted in me being bedbound for a week and then like really not fully recovered for about 2 weeks, which you can imagine was extremely tough to come out the back end of a prep and to be not able to go to the gym, eat properly, do any cardio, even steps. Like I couldn't leave the bed. I was absolutely done. So that was really tough, and obviously that set the tone for me then moving into the reverse, the next stage of the reverse diet. So I'm sure you've watched all the YouTube videos and you know how long I've been on prep already. So I was on prep in 22 for 11 months in total, which is long. Like that is more than what people would normally go on prep for. Normally prep would be 5 months, 6 months max, and then you'd be out into off season with your motivation still a bit more intact. So obviously what's happened with me, I've been on prep for like 11 months, reversed out of it, and actually even in between my first shows in June and my second show October, I did a little mini reverse diet in the summer, 6 weeks, and then it was back into prep again. So it's been foot on the gas pretty much for 11 months straight. And then all of a sudden, show's done, prep's finished, there's no more direct goal now that I'm working towards, and then I get hit with the flu, and then yeah, you're left in a bit of a weird position where yeah, you feel a little bit lost. So that's kind of what happened to me. I always knew that coming out of this prep was going to be extremely tough because of how long I was lean for, and obviously I'd gotten really used to seeing my body like shredded. So to go back to like my normal body, which is what it is, it was always going to be a bit of a strange transition. But because I mentally prepared myself for that and I knew it was coming, I expected it. It wasn't a shock. It was fine. And unfortunately what happened was, obviously when I got sick, that really got in the way, because if I hadn't got sick I probably would have kept doing cardio and, you know, been more motivated to do that. But what happened was I got really sick. I was not able to do cardio because I couldn't breathe, and since then I just couldn't bring myself to do it again. And I'll hold my hand up and admit that, you know, that's not what was on the plan. I should have been doing some to help with mitigating any unnecessary fat gain coming out of the shows, but I didn't, and I just completely kicked cardio on the head, and it just felt like the right thing to do. So I know that a lot of it was mainly mental kind of structure, just as much as it was physical. So for me mentally, to get myself on to Stairmaster and force myself to do cardio after 11 months of doing cardio pretty much every day almost, it's just, I was too far gone at that stage. As soon as I kind of stopped, it's like as if, I don't know if you've ever been running on adrenaline and then all of a sudden something gets in the way, and then you're like, oh god, get yourself back on it is really tough. So that's kind of what's happened. So my first bit of weight gain initially was, yeah, pretty steady. And anyway, we've had Christmas in between, so just before Christmas I was sat about 7 or 8 kilos above my stage weight at about 6 weeks post show, which is all right actually, considering the fact I've done no cardio. A lot changed. My steps were way lower, my cardio was way lower, my food was significantly increased. So I mean, we went from my lowest calories on my low days were around 1200 calories up to over 2,500 calories a day. So you can imagine that big contrast, especially for a little human like me. When you've got no body fat, your body's just gonna grab onto that, as it should, because you want to get your hormones and your body and your health back sound before, you know, even entering the off seasons. So that's kind of where I was at before Christmas, sitting around 7 or 8 kilos up from my lowest ever weight. And food was really high. I was doing no cardio. Steps 10k, eating little bits here and there, like as you do, because I was completely meticulous for like a year. I didn't stop myself. If I wanted something, I was fucking eating it. So obviously went home for Christmas and came back, and I haven't weighed myself in since I've come back. I'm mentally not letting myself kind of falling into the trap of like being obsessed over how much weight I've gained and all the rest. But yeah, of course, having Christmas so close to my last show was extremely difficult, but I didn't restrict myself. I didn't hold back. Like, I ate stuff that I wanted to. I went out, I had some drinks. I just enjoyed it, and I'm not apologizing for that. Yeah, of course, could I have done a better reverse? Yes. Was everything, you know, smooth? Because like, did I have the perfect scenario to do the reverse? No. I didn't have cardio because I couldn't train or do cardio when I was ill. I also went home for Christmas. Christmas in general, guys, everyone gets fat. Sorry, but it is just the way it goes. So you can imagine, like, I was quite anxious going into that period because obviously, yeah, it's tough, isn't it? So I would say my weight's probably around the same weight as what I was starting prep now. That's what I'm mentally preparing myself for 2 months post show. So I mean, it's not the worst reverse I've ever done. The first time I ever did a post show, I was back up at my starting weight within 4 weeks. That was a shock. That was bad. This one I've kind of, yeah, I've managed to, even though I haven't been doing any cardio and even though I've been pretty much eating whatever the fuck I want, I've managed to still be sensible, eat my main meals, train really hard, and all the rest. So that's kind of where I'm at now. Did I fuck up my reverse? Yes, but was it the right way for me to reverse out of 11th month prep and, like, you know, deal with it that way? Absolutely. And that's just what felt right for me. My food focus is gone. I'm not hungry all the time anymore. My period came back 2 weeks post show. Training's been flying. I've been getting really strong. I'm happy. I'm just a better, more energetic person. So for me, coming out of this prep, getting back to feeling like Shannon again was more important to me than trying to hold on to those shreds for a bit longer, because ultimately what happens is they go anyway. So I just thought to myself, right, I'm going to get myself back to Shannon. However long that takes is irrelevant. I'm going to get myself back to feeling normal, like the way I did before I started prep, and then we'll assess what's the crack. I mean, I wouldn't be expecting any miracles or anything. I know I've not put myself in the best position to go into off season, probably because my body fat is in a spot where it's at its upper limit now. So we'll just see what check-in brings. So I'm checking in. Haven't checked in nearly 3 weeks. It'll be 3 weeks on Saturday, so I haven't actually really seen myself. I know the weight gain is there. Like, I mean, you can see it, but also I can feel it. And yeah, even though I haven't been weighing myself, I'm not, I know my body. So my first check-in post-Christmas on Saturday, and we'll see what the plan is. Like, we're probably not gonna try and like lean up or anything again now, because my body probably wouldn't respond anyway. It was dieted for so long. But I would say what we'll probably do, this is me guessing, is just tidy up the extra snacks, no eating shit, off-plan meals, more controlled, maybe get a little bit more movement going, because I'm supposed to be doing cardio, but I have not been doing it. So we'll see what Dan wants me to do, whether he wants me to put it back in and keep it in for a bit, or whether we should just leave it out now, because there's no point. I'm not that person that wants to be doing cardio in off season. Not going to be me, even if it means I'm holding a little bit more body fat. For me to do cardio and have that mental stamina to do it throughout a whole prep, I need to just be not doing that in off season. So I'll see what Dan says on Saturday. But I just wanted to update you guys and let you know, yeah, how I was doing. Another thing I wanted to touch on was like how I'm dealing with weight gain post show, because I know that that's an extremely difficult thing for all athletes to experience. I don't think anything can prepare you for that. No matter how many people say, you know, you're going to struggle, I don't think you can ever really put that into words how difficult it can be. And you have such good mental resilience to see a prep through, but when you finish the prep, your goal's gone. You know, you've got food everywhere, you don't have any specific reason not to eat it. You want to go out and enjoy life, you want to go on dates, you want to go and see your family, you want to eat a bit of chocolate or whatever. I think in the way I'm viewing this post show for me is, like I say, the weight gain is just part of me getting back to who I am, and it's essential for me to be better. So I spoke about moving up into athletic figure. That is my next goal. I need to put size on. I cannot put size on if I'm trying to hold on to shreds. I need to be accepting that food has got to be high, training has got to be hard, and I've got to grow, and there's no other option. So if that means I'm training in a baggy t-shirt and don't feel comfortable day to day, I'll do it. It's no problem. I think I've been okay. It's one of those things. The more you focus on what you look like in the off season, the harder you're gonna make it for yourself. I think ignorance is bliss, and obviously that's tough when you're checking in with your coach, because when you see yourself in your check-in, you're like, okay. But I think outside of that, don't be trying to wear, you know, stuff in the gym that's making you feel self-conscious. Wear what feels comfortable, even day to day. Like, I'm just not going to be probably putting jeans on for the foreseeable future. I honestly, no, I'm totally fine with it. And you know, I know that it's an important part of this transition from being lean into being a better athlete, and for me that is all that matters. So I would say what I envisage happening in the coming months is we'll probably try and hold my body where it's at with the body fat while building food, which shouldn't be a problem because I'm not going to be a dick now. I've gotten it out of my system, so I should be able to be pretty sound now, and it's January, everyone's on their goals, there's not going to be as much crap around. So I'm gonna guess that we'll probably try and then tidy up a little bit when it's needed, pull back on the body fat, and then increase food again and build from a leaner physique, because you're much better off doing that than trying to, in my opinion, like hold on to shreds post show when your body's so sensitive and your hormones are fucked and everything feels shit, to then try and build. So for me, it was about getting myself back to my baseline of what feels comfortable for me, which is what I am now, and then building up from there once I'm kind of let my body settle. So that's where I'm at. So yeah, so I've recorded a few leg day bits from today's session, which I'm going to include here on the video. You can see what training is looking like. Training has been changed lately, just change up the split, so I've got more volume now because I'm eating more, and you know, I'm going to be pushing to failure. My training sessions should be harder, even more now than what they were on prep. So that's where I'm at. So I'll show you some of my leg day and then yeah, run through it with you, and yeah, we'll see what the off season brings. But guys, there is literally no stress, there is no pressure to be or look a certain way when you're in off season. The only thing that matters, and the only thing that matters to me, is being better, and there's no other option but to progress here for me. Whatever that takes, I'll be doing it. So I'll check in with you guys very soon, but for now, it's time to get huge.
Ça tue, ça blesse, ça flingue.
So we got legs today, guys. And I've actually got a new split. Dan's changed that up for me about 3-4 weeks ago. So I'm gonna record this whole session and show you what pain is gonna be inflicted on myself over the next 2 hours. But anyway, starting off with adductor. So my splits following very similar to what I was doing before. Push pull legs, upper lower. So I've got 2 variations of leg day. This is leg day number 1. So yeah, I'll just review what we've got. So adductor to start. So I'm gonna obviously get the adductors fire in. Lying leg curl next. So a little bit more isolated movements to start off with. Followed by Bulgarian split squats, which is interesting because I've never done them early in my session before. So yeah, but heel elevated Smith squats, which I absolutely love for quads. Belt squat, which is a new movement, haven't done that in years, so still getting a feel for that one. Hip thrust and half raise. So nice little session, probably take me about 2 hours to get through it all. 2 sets to 3 sets of everything's failure. So let's do it.
Clic, bro. Ça tue, ça blesse, ça flingue. Aïe, 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 bro. Gazo. Clic, bro. Ça tue.
5 kilos to 6, which is the heaviest I've ever done on the leg curl. So that's moving really nicely. My back offset is 8 to 10 reps, so I'm going to reduce the weight to do more reps to take that set to failure as well. So I'm going to go for 25 kilos, so I'll probably get more than 10, but as long as I'm taking it to failure, that's the most important thing. So yeah, let's give it a go.
Ça tue, ça blesse, ça flingue. Aïe, 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 wow. Gazo.
squats were horrendous, but managed to get PB on the second set. So I did 2 sets, 2 just like straight sets of 10 to 12, but on the second set I did 10 reps of 20 kilos, which is a PB on this split. So next up I've got Smith squats, which are not very fun after doing Smith squats. Heel elevated Smith squats now, 2 working sets, 1 top, 1 back off. Better than last week. Top set was 55 for 7, so goal was between 6 to 8, so we got just in the middle ground. Pretty happy with that, to be honest. That's a tough one. Fucking tough. So belt squat, we had 1 set. Leave it here. Thank you.
On the mat?
Yeah. Yeah, so 1 set of belt squats. Should have been 2, but I'm just going to pull back on the volume a little bit while I'm getting used to the new program. So I did 1 failure set at 60 kilos. Yeah, 60 kilos. So I'm moving on to hip thrust now. Bane of my existence. Kill me now.
No?
Okay.
It was just funny because